starting your week the right way. Coming to the FPL Green Room with me, Gianni Batici, and her, Holly Shand. Holly, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Coming up in today's show, we're going to react to all the action from Game Week 15 with my numbers game and Gianni's eye test report. I've not done as much prep as I normally would before this podcast because I've been chasing Santa around on his sleigh with the little ones.
Love that. You've gone early. It's only the 8th of December. You're going full Christmas mode already, are you?
Yeah, when Santa goes around your estate, you gotta get out there and boogie.
Okay, there we go. Well, look, coming up in today's show, we'll of course have a little bit of kid chat. We're both parents. We'd like to touch on that. That'll be later in the show, but we'll keep our focus on FPL for the time being. We got Holly's numbers game. We got my eye test report. We obviously have had nine matches, not 10 this game week. We had the Liverpool-Everton cancellation. We'll talk a little bit about that and what that means for potential chip usage later in the season. I've got some info from Mr. Ben Crellin, you know, the guy that looks ahead with all the fixtures and he knows his stuff. So that might help those that have still got triple captainship, for example. So yeah, we're going to start with reviewing the games as well. But first, Holly, how was your game week? Are you in the green room? I mean, we've still got one more game to go as we record this, the Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to hate me because I've had an absolutely insane week. And it's one of those weeks where I didn't know what to do. And because we're now in the realms where you've got 2 free transfers and you can roll them.
Yeah.
Especially, I was like, there was no point making transfers on Friday night because the Liverpool game was in jeopardy. I had my eye on selling Solanke and Burmo and Rico Lewis.
Oh my God, and you kept all 3.
And I rolled and kept all 3. So I think I'm currently on 82 points with 2 Wolves players still to play, and I'm like 150k overall.
Oh my God, Holly, that is amazing. I'm honestly really happy. I'm jealous. Don't get me wrong, but I'm really happy. Well played.
I'm buzzing about that.
Where have all your points? Obviously, Palmer captain and the 3 players you just mentioned, and Burmo, Solanke, Lewis. Any other big performances in there? Or was that it?
Yeah, Chris Wood with an 8-pointer. Konza with a first home clean sheet of the season and bonus for an 8-pointer. So my only blanks have been double Arsenal, Raya and Saka, and Morgan Rogers.
I love that, Holly. That is awesome form. Just tell me where you were at come the deadline. How set were you on doing nothing and rolling? Had you made your mind up, or were you literally really close to pressing the buttons?
I think on Friday I was pretty convinced I was going to make transfers. I just didn't know what.
Yeah, you said
I kind of ran out of time.
I spoke to you on Friday, didn't I? You said I'm probably selling Solanke. I'm probably,
But I didn't know it was one of those where I kept looking at Solanke and Burmo, and I thought it's a home game, and they're both really difficult sells ahead of a home game because both teams are just so consistent at home. And then my other option was to sell Lewis for a Liverpool defender. Well, that obviously got wrote off as well. So I kind of ran out of time, had a busy Saturday morning. I was like, I'm just going to roll.
That is awesome. Did you do a deadline stream?
No deadline stream.
If you had done a deadline stream, do you reckon you would have made transfers?
Probably would have got sucked in, wouldn't I? So basically, having a busy Christmassy weekend with the kids has allowed me to do better at FPL. So
I love that you
have children, guys.
By me just asking you that question, you've gone, actually, I might have done. Tell me about captaincy then, because you obviously went Palmer, same as me. Was that a gimme? Like when you heard the Salah news, was it straight away Palmer, or were you looking at Saka or others?
Yeah, it was just Palmer really. I think out of the 2, I felt like Chelsea had the better fixture. Although when the Spurs defence looked like they were all going to start, like Van der Ven and Romero back in, I was like, maybe not as good a fixture as you would think. How's your game week gone?
Yeah, all right. I'd much rather talk about yours. Yeah, fine. I've had a green arrow. Which I'm
well done.
About. I've had a green arrow, so I'm happy. And my rank doesn't now start with a 2 and end with a million. It starts with a 1 and then ends in a million. So I'm happy. Like
So we've both got a rank that starts with a 1.
Yeah, yes, thank you for that. I've still got Fabianski to play. I've still got Cunha's play. I had Solanke 7. I had Palmer's 36. Thank you. I had Bruno's 9. That was wicked. And that's pretty much it. I mean, Rico Lewis with the 4. I mean, Bruno's points are nice. Although 2 weeks ago, I was faced with I'm selling Bruno or I'm selling Mbeumo. I didn't want to sell either. And I sold Mbeumo. And Mbeumo obviously came up with 13 points. So it's outscored him slightly. But I'm happy enough. I'm happy enough there with Bruno. I mean, he could actually be a sell, which is random, but I might actually be looking to sell Bruno. We'll talk about our teams later in the show, guys. So stay tuned for that. But Holly, look, let's start off with just an appeal, really. If anyone listening to this wants to, if you're on YouTube, you might want to like, you might want to subscribe. If you're on any of the podcast platforms, we'd love a review. We'd love us to share it and follow us. Obviously, we're on Apple, Spotify, all the follows, rates. Mini League is 139793 as well. And you can message us at fplgreenroom@gmail.com. That's the housekeeping. Holly, we saw each other briefly on Friday, didn't we? You were on the fantasy show, as was I, but we weren't.
I was there virtually.
Remote. Yeah.
You was in the green screen studio living your best life with a full face of makeup. I was just at home managing. But was it a good show? Was it fun being in the studio? Because I think, have you done one since we were last in together?
No. That was only my third one of the season. Which, don't worry, I let producer know about that. So just so you know. He was like, "No, you've been in more than that." We went through the dates. No, only 3. Yes, don't worry. I said, "Is it something to do with my rank?" So that was fun. I mean, getting up at 5 a.m. and driving down to London in the really bad weather, like the storm was brewing, right? So it wasn't fun. And I did look at you and go, "Oh, you can stream all day, you can work. I've got 6 hours in the car."
Yeah.
Sometimes you go, "Oh, maybe virtually it'd be fun." But it's awesome being in, as you know. So it was nice being in the studio. It was great being on the sofa with Kelly. It was just one of us on the sofa. It was a bit old school. Like, it was me, you, and Lee. I was like 3 of the OGs,
Yeah.
It's rare you get that. And then I was thinking, how many years is it since we've been doing that show? Like, you and I were probably made our debut on the same season, I'm guessing. It was the year.
When I made my debut, I was pregnant with Bobby. So it was like, it was 2018-19. I think you came this season after me.
No, I was definitely there 18.
Was you?
I think you were 17, 18 then.
No, it was definitely 18-19. I think
my debut was something like October 18. I got a reminder the other day. But maybe it was slightly later in the season. I didn't come on at the start of the season. But my first show was with Mark, FPL General. And I think you were maybe second or third. And I had David Monday in there as well. So
yeah.
But it was nice to see you. We're doing Sky this weekend, so that'd be nice to be together in the studio.
Yeah, and I'm coming to your house for a sleepover.
Times 2.
Double
Friday
sleepover.
and Saturday night. My wife will also be there. She's coming for a friendly sleepover in the spare room before anyone says anything inappropriate. Maybe they weren't going to, and I've just made it inappropriate. Who knows? We're good enough mates that we can.
I might not come now. Oh dear.
Shall we get started?
Move on.
Yeah. Shall we get started with some football?
Yes, let's do it.
Then. Take it away.
Yeah, so I kind of picked out a few games. Aston Villa won, Southampton 0. That was one of the 3 o'clocks that we had to wait for, a long wait from the deadline. And Aston Villa had 18 shots in that game, including 5 big chances. Now, I've put forward as Troll of the Week Morgan Rogers, because I think he's the 8th man in our squads, isn't he? He's the man we rely on when something happens. No Liverpool game. It's like, well, we don't need to panic. We've got Morgan Rogers, 8th attacker. Bring him in for this one. 4 key passes, 1 big chance creation, no returns. And he picked up a late yellow card to go from 3 to 2. And we saw Ollie Watkins on the bench as well. He came off the bench and played 32 minutes, had 4 shots on goal. So he was certainly involved.
Lee captained him. FPL family Lee captained him. He was going to captain Salah, of course, but he said on the show, going to go thinking of Rodgers, and he went Rodgers. So I was gutted for him. I also had Rodgers in my sleeper draft, and I saw he was benched and thought, you know what? I fancy him to get half an hour, 20 minutes. He ended up getting half, and I thought 20 minutes for Southampton, I'm going to keep him in. So I kept him in my team. I didn't do a sub, and he could, as you say, he could have had bags of points, couldn't he?
Yeah, he could have folded.
Seeing those on the highlights this morning, I looked at it and was like, there's something not quite there with Watkins this season. I think actually Aston Villa have been fine. The difference between Aston Villa last year and this year, and you add Rodgers into the team, they're better, but it's Watkins' form. Like, Watkins got a ton of goals last year. He got something like 18 assists last year. He hasn't been as sharp, and he had an amazing Euros. It's just not quite clicked for him this season. He was slow coming back after the Euros, and I think that's why Villa aren't blowing teams away as they were. 1-0 win over Southampton, but it should have been more.
And we saw Duran get his first start of the season. 3 shots, 2 on target in the box, 2 big chances, got his goal. So that's, I think, like Watkins was a player that I was looking at. I don't know about you, as someone to potentially bring in the next few weeks. And then you
really?
think when Duran's there, he does kind of lose his appeal a little bit.
I get that. I haven't looked at Watkins seriously, but probably because he's in the same price band or slightly more than an Isak and a Jackson. And I just think those two are better options at the moment.
Yeah. Shall we move on to Brentford Newcastle then? So that was a massive game for goals. 6 goals, 4-2. There was a lot of goals this weekend. I've not tallied them up. Newcastle had 16 shots. Isak obviously got his goal. But other than that, I think it was Brentford that were maybe the team that maybe looked more appealing. Isak had just that one big chance. But Brentford, I mean, I kept Mbermo and he absolutely hauled, which is great. I was actually at a kids' party on Saturday with no phone signal. But the guy, it's funny because the parent of one of the kid whose birthday it was, when I walked in, he was like, "Oh, Holly, is there any paparazzi coming in behind you?" He likes to wind me up about being famous. Absolutely not.
Brilliant.
But he was giving me goal updates. So he was like, Brentford have got a couple. I was like, has Mbermo got anything? Both Mbermo and Vissa had 3 shots. So good performance from both of them there.
It was, but Newcastle also created way more chances than you'd expect. Like, the XG in that game was pretty balanced, but it's the same old story with Brentford. At home, they're amazing. Away, they're rubbish. They go to Chelsea next away, and Cole Palmer captain is not genuinely on the cards because it's night and day. We said on the fantasy show, we did a big feature on Mbermo, and I was like, if you can get to a Saka or a Salah or a Palmer, he's a sell. But other than those 3 players, you keep him in your team, like, just for that fixture. Yeah. I think you can sell him now, though. The fixtures have turned a bit. No one's going to sell him now because he's just hauled, but I think you actually can. I think you actually probably can.
I listened to your comments on the fantasy show. I was like, yeah, I can't sell Mbermo this week. Can't even bench him. But then I look at him and I look at the fixtures. Chelsea away, Forest at home, Brighton away, Arsenal at home. I think it's one of them, isn't it? That 13-pointer. Before that, he'd had 1 assist in 5. You think, I don't know whether to keep or sell, but it's a really rubbish price category. It's like I've got Palmer, Saka, Salah midfield. That 4th midfielder, there's no standout there.
Go down and then get a Trent.
Well, yeah, that's it, and that's why I'm feeling quite happy with 3 transfers, because I have now got a route to Trent, and Liverpool obviously becoming more interesting because potentially a double game week to come as well.
Yeah, like, who's the better? Forget positions for a sec, and price points are similar. Who would you prefer in your squad for the next month or 2, Mbermo or Trent? I think the answer is Trent for me. I mean, when I look at Mbermo's next, say, 10 games, there's 5 homes in there, right? The 5 home games, these are the bankers where Brentford always win. Well, that might be about to change. Their 5 home games coming up are Forest, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Spurs. That's a tough 5 games. Like, yeah, of course they'll score some goals, but it's not going to be the same as what we've seen so far. So, yeah, just one to monitor there. But just let's talk a little bit about Salah, because you mentioned the double game weeks and stuff. What do you want to talk us through that, Holly, and the potential games in which we could get doubles, or do you want me to take the lead? I'm easy.
You take the lead, because I've been disengaged from FPL this weekend, so I couldn't really tell you. I need you to fill me in.
Good. Well, pretty much it comes down to where do Liverpool go in the EFL Cup. If Liverpool reach the final of the EFL Cup, well, straight away that changes things. If they don't reach the final of the EFL Cup, then that double game week can drop into... There's a few areas, right? So the first time it can be rescheduled is January the 1st. That would be game week 19.
They've got Southampton away, haven't they, in the League Cup, and that's next midweek.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So then we're looking at, will they reach the League Cup final or not, effectively. Now, the League Cup final is game week 33. If they're not in the final, they'll probably have a double game week in that week in 33. So that is also a week when other teams have got double game weeks. So it wouldn't necessarily be you got a triple captain Mo Salah, because you might be using your money brother chips, because it will be a bigger double game week. However,
I mean, you won't be, because you've not got your
exactly. I won't. If they do reach the EFL Cup final, though, then it's most likely would drop into game week 25. And in that case, it'd be a standalone double game week just for Liverpool. And all those with triple captainship still, not me, would be like, yeah, I can go Salah. So if you've got your triple captainship, you want Liverpool reaching that EFL Cup final.
I'm going to have to be a Liverpool fan now, aren't I?
Yeah, I know. So yeah, that's where we're at. But I mean, I've used mine on that 2.4 XG that Haaland clocked at Southampton for a 6-pointer. Thank you, Erling Haaland.
We're still going on about that, are we?
Oh, I will take that to the grave.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Man United, because that was a big
Yes.
upset. I think a lot saw United against Everton the week before at home at Old Trafford and thought they're going to do the same to Forest. But Chris Wood and co, 3 goals, beat them.
Yeah, it just wasn't good enough from Man United, was it? It's disappointing. Like, there's so much like positivity when you get a new manager in, and then to lose at home in that fashion, it was like more the defensive performance, wasn't it? But I mean, there are some attractive options in this United team, including Ahmad, who had
Definitely.
4 shots,
I love
Højlund,
Ahmad.
2 big chances. Like, there's
Ahmad.
options there, but it's just the fixtures now are terrible, aren't they? Which makes it really
it's
difficult to think,
You've got
I'm going
one
to
or
bring
two.
them in. So, City away. It's not that
It's not
bad,
that
is it?
bad.
It's not as
It's not
bad
as
as
bad
I
as you
thought.
think.
So, it's City away, and then it's Bournemouth at home, Wolves away, Newcastle at home, Liverpool away. But it's like there's enough good fixtures in there. I think, like, obviously you're a Bruno Fernandes owner, aren't you? And when you look at someone like an Ahmad who's only 5, you don't even need to play every week. He's a little bit more appealing.
I might actually be swapping them, which sounds mental because Bruno's not given me a reason to sell him. He's given me a few, but I don't really want to be selling Bruno. I think he's brilliant. I think he's a good option, and I like the United fixtures for goals. I don't care if they're going to win games and they're good or bad fixtures necessarily. I just go, are they goal fixtures in which they score goals? And I think all those fixtures are goal fixtures. I expect them to score against City, for example. But Bruno's expensive. And I don't know if my output between Bruno and Ahmad is going to be worth the extra 3.5 million. And I need money because I've got a defensive headache with injuries, suspensions, rubbish enablers. I need some money in the back line. If I'm going to get money from my team, selling a Solanke ahead of Southampton, not ideal. Selling a Bruno, not ideal, but probably having to do one of those things. And in Ahmad, you have a good 5 million option. He's 5.1 now. Ahmad again at wing back, really good performance. High. I think he was United's second most advanced player on the pitch yesterday. Bruno was the most advanced man on the pitch. He hit the bar with a free kick, Bruno, as well as getting the 9-pointer. So United, no, they're not winning games. They're going to take some time to adjust to the new system, which is why they're all over the place defensively. That back 3/5 and a midfield 2, that's a front 5, back 5 system. It takes some time on the training ground, and Amorim's not had that. He's joined during a period where it's fixture. When are they getting some training ground hours? Not till January, really, in terms of like condensed long time. And they need that. And when you're changing a team that's played a back 4 for donkey's years, and you're giving them a new shape, a new manager, new tactics, new style, new personnel with like Yoro coming in, like it needs time.
It does, doesn't it? We're going to have to be patient. Now, I'm guessing you've watched all the TV games today, which there's one stat that I love from this, right? Fulham 1, Arsenal 1. William Saliba, second overall for XG from game week 15. And have you got Gabriel as well as me?
Oh, yeah. All us Gabriel owners just watching this going, you're having lucky goals now. The one off your bum. And then again today against Fulham, like we're recording Sunday night off the back of that game. And it's fine. He reacts well to it. But Havertz wins the header from the corner. It's not quite going goal. It's going goal bound, but it's probably not going in. And Saliba steers it in. A long VAR call. Was it not offside? Turns out it was onside, just Anthony Robinson's foot, I think. But Havertz ordinarily heads that in and it bypasses Saliba. But it's just dropping his way. And the set piece threat from Arsenal is
when
insane.
You looked in. Yeah.
I mean, like us Saka owners, the VAR call didn't go our way. He scored the last minute winner and it didn't happen. Yeah,
and you talk about the set pieces. We had Havertz with 3 shots. We had Rice with 2 big chance creations, 4 big chances in total for Arsenal. Like, they were unlucky there, I'm guessing, to come away with just a draw. I mean, I didn't see the game. You'll have to tell me.
Yeah, I tuned in. I only got the second half, and then I watched all of Spurs Chelsea, and I missed the first half. So I saw the Raul Jimenez goal, which was, Fulham. Fulham are always dangerous, but second half it was all Arsenal, as you'd expect. But I think we need to value Fulham as an opponent and go, tricky fixture. No one has an easy game against Fulham. They give the big teams problems, and it's really interesting looking at it this week because we went, we're not captain Saka because he goes to Fulham. I think we value a trip to Craven Cottage as a tough fixture. But I also think Fulham on the road are quite good. And Salah plays Fulham at Anfield this game week, and he'll be many people's captain. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like Palmer has a better home fixture. Saka has a really good home fixture against Everton. So we need to talk captaincy. I mean, is now a good time, Holly? Should we mention captaincy? It's such a big talking point. I've kind of ruined our structure by going there. But I mean, what are you thinking of doing with the armband? Because Fulham are a good team. I mean, Salah and Saka both play in the week too. Palmer gets a rest.
But Salah has just had a rest, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
I think Salah at home, I'm happy enough to go there. Yeah.
Are you? Are you pretty set on that?
I was until you started saying. I was like,
well, in the week,
have I got this all wrong?
The Tuesday,
you're chasing.
I am.
I've got a rank to hold now.
I mean, Liverpool go to Girona, so they've got an away fixture on the Tuesday night, and then it's Saturday. So they're Tuesday, Saturday turnaround, but it is an away game. I know they've had a rest, but it's still Champions League away fixtures. You got to appreciate them. Arsenal got home fixture against Monaco. Chelsea, Cole Palmer has no fixture. That matters to me.
Yeah, Liverpool are top though in the Champions League table, aren't they?
Yeah. They can go a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
But they'll start Salah, but they can, as in their energy levels can be a bit lighter. I think they'll probably not rotate too much, and Salah and Trent will start. But I don't know. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion this week with Salah. I think the way Palmer and Chelsea are functioning in attack as well, it's worth looking.
I'm spending Saturday afternoon with you, aren't I?
Oh yeah, we're at the pub. We're watching the games. I mean, I don't know where Chelsea play. They're on the Sunday. Yeah, Chelsea are the Sunday. But Arsenal and Liverpool, both Saka and Salah playing the 3 o'clocks.
Chelsea are in our podcast recording slot on Sunday. Cheeky devils. 7 o'clock kickoff.
×2. So are Southampton Spurs.
What is going on with the schedule?
And that's the one on TV. TNT are not showing Chelsea Brentford. They're showing Southampton Spurs.
Why is that game at 7 o'clock? There must be something happening, like sport-wise, on Sunday for that scheduled to be like that. Surely.
Well, there's no early kickoff on the Saturday, so TNT lose their 12:30 slot, and that's because of the Champions League. They've said, haven't they, off the back of Champions League games, they won't do the 12:30 slot if that's a Champions League team that they wanted to select. And although they're good in Southampton Spurs, they're not in the Champions League. Oh, they're in Thursday night. They're in UEFA, whatever. Yeah. Well, anyway, that does ruin our record time. Think about that. So yeah, captaincy. You think you'll go Salah? I'm 50-50. Mine is Salah Palmer. I'm not looking at Saka. I'm not quite there yet with captaincy for Saka. I don't think.
Yeah, it's just not. He's not got enough goal threat, has he? It's more assist threat.
You said that on the fantasy show, and you're bang on. I looked at the numbers. I was like, it is all assist threat with Saka at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Spurs Chelsea was fun today, Holly. I mean, Palmer with 18 points. Obviously gets his 2 pens, but he's always
he's got to convert them though to get up and convert 2 penalties when you're behind as well.
Panenka the last one as well, and he won it.
Did he?
Like he even wins the penalties. Do you know what I mean? You don't get points for that in Serie A fantasy. If you win the penalty and score the penalty, you get points for both, which I quite like. I think I'm right in saying that. But yeah, Palmer's just class. Chelsea are so lucky to have him. Pep must watch and go, what have I done? Why did I let this kid go? But he's a supreme FPL option. He always looks like he's going to score. And he happens to play for, I don't know the numbers, but I'm guessing big chances, XG, shots, goals. Chelsea must be first or second in all those metrics this season. They must be.
Yeah, you would think, wouldn't you?
I know Spurs were quite high a few game weeks ago. Spurs were topping a couple of them. So they definitely leapfrog Spurs for sure. So that's why I want more than one Chelsea player. Like, is Palmer enough, Ollie? You don't have Jackson, do you? And Enzo's
I don't have Jackson. Option. I know. I'm looking at my team, and I'm thinking I still don't know what transfers to make because these players that I was like, I'll give them one more week. I've given them one more week, and they've delivered. And now I'm thinking, like, what do I do? Like, what did you think to Solanke's performance?
Really good, but I keep thinking this about Solanke. Really good footballer. Really valuable to Spurs' attack. The press from the front, the energy, the link-up play. Got it all. In terms of cutthroat goals and assists, which is all we care about in FPL, he's not been a good asset. And I know he scored today, but the returns have been modest, if we're completely honest. Southampton away, though, we just can't sell him.
You can't sell him before Southampton away,
Did he get bonus today?
I think he's got a bonus.
Did he get a bonus? Well, when he scored the first goal, he was on for 2 or 3 bonus. And sure, if Spurs win that game 1 or 2-0, he gets 2 or 3 bonus. But that's the problem. there's other players in that Spurs team scoring points and goals, and he's got a lot of competition for bonus. Oh, and Spurs happen to lose games, which means the opposition are competing for bonus points. Slanky doesn't really pick up bonus.
Oh, it's tough, isn't it, to know what to do?
I mean,
I'm a
Southampton
little
away,
bit
you can't sell.
lost.
If I had money and no other fires, it would be so easy to just go Solanke, see you later. I'm going Isak because I've got Leicester and Ipswich, but I can't get to Isak. I'm 0.1 or 0.2 short.
Yeah, I think it's like for me, like looking at my team for this week, I want to get either a Trent in or an Isak in, but I look at Solanke and this doesn't feel like the week to sell. Like,
and you probably look at your defense and go, it's a bit light. Me too. And that's where you should be investing a bit of money and probably a priority transfer. Both of us, like we've got the Rico Lewis suspension. We've still got Gabriel flagged. I've got Greaves starting, like might not even start. Rubbish. Yeah.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I mean, there's a long week ahead, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I've got Rico. Have you got Rico Lewis?
Yeah, we've both got him and Gabriel, so we've got headaches. I think Gabriel will be fine.
Have we had an update on Gabriel today?
I don't think so, but we do have the Champions League to give a little more of a gauge.
Yes.
Which helps.
And Rico Lewis is suspended as things stand.
One game.
Could that be overturned?
I don't think. Well, I don't know. I don't even know if they'll appeal it. Has there been talk of that?
No. I don't know.
No, I don't.
So
I don't think so.
What I'm looking at then is in Burmo down to Ahmad, and that will allow me to turn Lewis into Trent. But I've only got 0.2 to work with on that.
Well, Trent isn't going to rise because he hasn't played this week, I'm guessing. So there won't be a huge amount of love there, will there? And Ahmad's not going to rise because he only got a 5-6 pointer.
And I can afford a price drop on Burmo, so I should be okay.
Who's just dropped in price already last night, I think, in Burmo.
Right. I can't make transfers until Friday.
Yeah,
it's just too much jeopardy because you've got 7 teams in action midweek. So
yeah, don't do it.
What are you planning?
I think I'm going.
You got 2 frees.
Yeah, I got 2 frees and I'll use them. I don't think I've ever got to 3. This new rules have been wasted on me. I think I'm going to go Bruno down to Enzo, or maybe Ahmad, but probably Enzo. Ooh. Yeah, and then Greaves up to Trent.
That's going to be my backup strategy if I can't get to. If I'm priced out of my moves, because Enzo's cheaper, isn't he? He's 4.9. 9. That's me get out clause then.
The Chelsea fixtures are amazing. He's taken half the set pieces. He's playing sort of box to box 8, not a DM anymore. Sometimes popping up in number 10 positions. His form in the last 4 is better than Bruno Fernandes's, who's also been playing well. He just plays for a well-functioned attack. Oh,
can I sell him Burmo though?
Well, can I sell Bruno? Like, I don't really want to, but we've got to sell these good players, haven't we?
Top 5 scoring players this season: Salah, Palmer, Saka, Haaland, and Burmo.
I know. It's good. He's great. But the fixtures are rough, and the week to sell him would be a tough away game. Chelsea's a tough away game. You'll play wing back, effectively. Should we do some parenting hacks?
Yeah, I think it's your turn this week.
Yeah,
have you been driving through more floods, or have you got something more positive to share?
I ruined the car with that. One of our neighbours emailed Cam, happened to have her email address, don't ask why, and was like, your car's got something wrong underneath. Your
quintessential village.
Yeah, got something wrong underneath, like it's sinking in the middle underneath. Anyway, she had to go to the garage and they were like, yeah, it looks like you've driven through a flood because it's like definitely got wet and you can see and I was like, oh my God, yes, that was me. So she had to go and get some parts and it was expensive and rubbish. So I won't be doing that again.
But it made good content.
Yeah. This is the first time I've spoken about it. That should have been a TikTok or something, you know. I did a McDonald's hack the other day on TikTok, which was quite fun. It's quite funny, though. Just to give you this with McDonald's hack before we do parenting hack. I go to a McDonald's quite early every time I go to London. So Sky, Premier League, whatever. McDonald's drive-through at 6 a.m. Egg, cheese, sausage, or bacon McMuffin with a hot drink is £2.79. Right? If, however, sorry, it's £2. It's £1.99. If, however, you don't want the meat, you've got to pay £2.79 just for an egg and cheese McMuffin. with no hot drink and no sausage and no bacon, an extra 79p for the vegetarian option without the hot drink. So I get the meat option, I customize it, which you can do on those posh little iPad big things, screens now, remove the sausage patty. So I get I get an egg, cheese, muffin and a hot drink for £2.
Yeah, but you've ruined it with no sausage or bacon.
I know. Cam was like, "Can we just have the sausage?" When we went there, I went there this morning as well.
Part-time vegan.
I know. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I was like, McDonald's, why do you hate us vegetarians so much? I guess McDonald's was built on burgers, so I get it. And I've got nothing against McDonald's. I've even once done an advert for McDonald's when I used to, from my modelling days. Do you know that?
Your modelling days? I didn't even know you had modelling days.
I modelled a Big Mac for Uber Eats delivery, McDelivery, when it first came out, and I'm there with a Big Mac, and it was like sold to all these countries. Like I was on billboards in bloody Brazil. Yeah, it's quite cool. McDonald's, who'd have thought it? Forget your Gucci's and your Armani's. I do McDonald's and Holiday Inns for my modelling.
You've changed in my mind. I've got a whole different view of you now that I know that you used to be a model.
I genuinely do not ever talk about that on social. Hopefully no one sees that and posts it. Anyway, where were we? It was just to earn money when I was at uni. Anyway,
parenting hack.
Hack, yes. I'll keep this one brief. Dens. My parenting hack is introducing Gaia to a den, and now she is obsessed. The best way of playing in the lounge, like, yeah, we've got all the toys and stuff, but now it's literally the blanket off the sofa, over the sofa, onto the footstools, and burrow in and make your den. We're having loads of fun. Reading books in there, going on the potty in there, playing with the cars in there. You play with the same toy in the den is a very different experience for a 2-year-old. So the den is an absolute hack if you're like, you're short of ideas or toys or whatever. Just get a blanket and make a den. And now she comes into the lounge every time and it's, Daddy, can we make a den? Every day. So that's really cute. I mean, I'm sure the novelty will wear off soon, but for as long as it lasts, dens are awesome. Holly, you've probably been there.
Yeah, I mean, ours gets a bit more extreme now. It's like the sofa cushions come off and that forms part of the den. And then the actual base of your sofa gets trashed and then you need a new sofa. But there's no point getting a new sofa because your kids are so grubby and there's too much bodily fluid on the sofa.
I don't want her scaling up then. I don't want Guy getting this new scaled version, which no doubt will come as the months go on.
Yeah, so just don't go there.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Holly, plans for this week? We're seeing each other Friday, Saturday, but yeah, just normal plans for you. Is it normal YouTube content and stuff like that planned?
Yeah, I mean, I am juggling lots of trips to school for Christmas plays. I'm going hardcore, going to both performances for each child.
Well done.
So Wednesday, I'm having a day off work to be mum for the day.
Oh, good job. Good. Well, I look forward to hearing that on our next pod.
Santa's got some wrapping to do.
There we go. Well, I want to know all about that on the weekend. You can tell me. I went to Guy's first sort of Christmas celebrations at nursery, which was really cool on Friday too. Yeah, nice. Good stuff, guys. We're going to say our goodbyes, but we are going to. Yeah, exactly. It's the best time of year for the little ones, isn't it? Guys, hit all the buttons wherever you are, whatever platform you're on. We'd love you to hit those buttons on your way out. Drop a comment as well. We'll reply to them all. But for now, Holly, I'll let you close us off.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say is we'd really, really love 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. And we've got our work cut out because there's a good 300 plus that we need. So if you don't currently subscribe on YouTube, you can see Gianni with his model looks. You can see my Christmas jumper. So you're missing out. So go check us out on there. It's at FPL Green Room. I don't know when we'll record the next pod. You may need to wait a little bit longer than Monday morning for the what game week are we even coming to? I can't believe it. It's like,
this is the 16 pod. So, but we're talking about the 17 pod. Might have a slight delay.
Yeah, it might have a slight delay. I can't believe we're heading towards 20 rapidly. It makes the season feel old. So yeah. Keep an eye out for that. If you subscribed on the YouTube channel or you followed and rated the pod, then it should come to you automatically whenever the Game Week 17 episode goes live. So join us here in the green room for that one.
See you guys.